Hello and welcome to Fast Car TV. Today I'm on my best behaviour because I've got my boss and the Chief Operating Officer of Kelsey Publishing with me, Phil Weeden.
Hello.
So, let's have a chat. So this is what to buy, and as we have Phil here and his love of old, retro cars, and we're going to talk about best retro sort of projects for, say, under £2 today.
It's a real. I always struggle to narrow it down. Actually, that's my problem. The £2 mark is really where I think you can get something good without having to go down a kind of rubbish route. You know what I mean? Buy one that's been sort of ragged to death, has got 1,000,000 miles on the clock.
Try and buy something that's just going retro, just going into that.
Yes.
People want.
Exactly right. So the first obvious example is one that I've actually already got on the driveway, and that's an Audi TT. But even at 2, you can buy a 225 version, and I think I'd always go for the coupe over the roadster. I never really like the roadster's looks, and I think the TT has aged really well, because what is it now, 21 years old since it was first launched, and that 1.8 turbo engine is eminently tunable. There's loads of stuff you can do to it. So I think that's where I'd probably put my money first and foremost, but really obvious one after that is the Mazda MX-5. Mark 1s and Mark 2s, also NAN NBs, can be got for £2 quite easily.
I think for me, if I had £2, I wanted to go and get a little sort of retro project, I'll probably go down like a Saxo VTR, VTS sort of route. I
think that's a great choice. They're really rare now.
Yeah, they are getting rare, and I think that's why they're going to start going skyward soon.
There was one for sale for £2. Absolutely immaculate. So that's a really good choice, I like that.
Yeah, so that's where we go. So if I was buying one, probably try and get a Saxo, and Phil will go for a posher Audi TT. Right, so now we're going to go and cut to feature car of the week, and it's actually on the cover of the issue that's out today, and it's a really special car because no one's seen it. We've kept it secret. Normally you see it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook first, but no one's seen this car until it came out on the cover of the magazine today. So get down the shops and have a look at it now, and then read about it in more detail in the magazine. So here we go. We're going to go cut to Jules over in the studio. Well, thank you there, Jules. I've got to say you're looking mighty fine there back in the studio. Anyway, so here we are on location. We're going to have a look at it because no one's seen this car yet, so we're the first person to debut it in the world. And so let's go and take a closer look. I'll flip you around now. I'm not sure how to do it. So there it is. The first time anyone's seen this is on the cover of Fast Car magazine, and it is a Series 2 RS Turbo, and it belongs to quite a famous chap in our scene known as Cole Taylor. And Carlos, as I like to call him, he's in America, but this is his latest build. So it's painted in ruby stone red, which is obviously a Porsche colour, which is also known as pink. It's obviously on rightful wheels, being a Carlos build. I don't know what that's referring to. It's probably a car he's never bought me a drink in his life. There's Cobra seats in there. It's got a roll cage. One of the other trick touches is it's got a full carbon roof, so they actually cut the roof off. If you look in the magazine, you'll be able to see the build pictures of that. From here, you can even see the little side exit exhaust, which is cheeky. Well, it is a side exit, obviously, but it's coming out the rear 3/4, which is something new. Obviously, back in the day, these cars were really, really modified on Fast Car. Probably in the mid-90s, you probably wouldn't be a magazine released without an RS Turbo in there. And obviously the car's on air ride, as you can see. Wouldn't be a player's car without it being on air ride, would it? So yeah, you can also use it to plough fields and look good on the cover of magazines, and it shows. Jez from Carrera Bodywork said he wanted to try and do something different with the car, and like he said in his own words, doing something different to a Ford Escort, quite hard these days. As you can see, the bodywork's absolutely flawless. Right old peach. Or should I say ruby? Anyway, you're going to send yourself, go back to the studio, take it over, Jules. You handsome devil, you handsome devil, you, Jules. Hello and welcome to Product of the Week. Now you might think this is a new snazzy microphone, but it's not. This is Meguiar's new, what do they call them? Supreme wheel brush, and they're actually available in 2 sizes. You've got a medium and you've got a large. The medium comes in at £17, the large comes in at £19, and you see you get quite a bit of extra length for that £2. But as they say, it's what you do with it that counts. It's the technique. So their main selling point on this is that there's no metal parts in here, so it's pretty much impossible to damage any kind of wheel when you're cleaning it. So it's made out of a thick microfiber pile, so it cleans efficiently and gently. It's by Meguiar's. They're not going to fall apart, are they? It's, you know, it's a quality product, and yeah, can use on nice gentle wheels. So here we are, we're doing the mass debate today. Well, it's not really a mass debate, we're just going to talk about you and me really, and how we got into magazines and how long we've been doing it and all that kind of stuff.
Did you do work experience at a car magazine?
I didn't, no.
I remember I was at school and you had the whole thing where you had to either organise your own work experience or they organised it for you. And I thought, well, I'll do both. I'll try and organise my own, and then the worst case scenario is I'll go and do the one that they organise for me.
I got a detention for taking Fast Car magazine into
Did
school
you?
with me once, yeah, because obviously I all had the back in the days when I used to read it.
Legend. So anyway, so I organised work experience at Auto Express, which is up in London, and I did that for a week. And the school organised me work experience for a week at Andrex Toilet Paper in Northfleet. So that was. I'm glad I organised my own one. Put it that way. I remember trotting off to the library. So this, I mean, the internet was around then. We're talking about 98, 97, 98.
Just.
So the internet was kind of there, just about. I think we were using Netscape or something, right?
Ask Jeeves.
Yeah, exactly, all that kind of nonsense, right? So I went to the library instead to look up like magazines or publishers that did car magazines, and I wrote to Custom Car, and in this Brad guide it was still listed as being at Link House with Link House Publishing, but actually Kelsey had taken it on about 5 years before then. So my letter arrived at Kelsey, and that's how I got the job basically, because I think my letter landed on the desk of the founder, Gordon Wright, on the very day that their sub-editor had resigned. So he rang me up one afternoon, and I thought it was my brother winding me up. So I kind of went, "Oh, hello mate, how you doing? Good week?" And he went, No, this is Gordon from Kelsey. You wrote in..." I just thought I'd already messed it up. And then he called me in for an interview, where he then asked me why I wanted the job. And of course the simple answer was, well, I just want to work with cars. And I think I was literally the only applicant, and he spent half an hour talking about tractors and then gave me the job. And then that was it, that was my in basically. But Kelsey at the time only really produced I think 5 or 6 magazines, but one of them was Car Mechanics and one of them was Custom Car, and they were the two I was really interested in. Because I love Custom Car because
and that's still going now, isn't it?
Yeah, it just celebrated 50 years in fact, so it's been great. And of course Custom Car's a bit of the sort of the daddy to fast car really, I suppose. And I also love Car Mechanics because it was a chance to dabble in modern cars, and actually I wasn't even that hands-on myself, but what they did cover was modern cars. So I took on a project car in my first year. I did an E32 7 Series, which was, I mean, I'm like 22 and I'm tooling around like some pub landlord or something. I thought it was great. They also allowed me to do new car testing, so that's where I kind of got into being able to try out all manner of stuff. A year later they made me the editor of Car Mechanics. You learn fast in that scenario. You have to be prepared to think on your feet sometimes, don't you? Yeah. A lot of it's about planning and trying to prepare. I was editing magazines pretty much from 99 through to about 2004. End of 2004, then I was made a publisher. It's been a good run. What, 22 years now? How long have you been in it?
18 years, yeah. 2002. Joined Fast Car. June the 10th, 2002.
Wow, okay.
I remember it.
And what was your role?
I joined as a staff writer, and then I was promoted to a feature writer within about 3 days. Because two of us started at the same time, and he got the job above me, but then they realised he wasn't as good as me, obviously. And then, yeah, they took me into meetings, so don't say anything for a little while, but we're going to do that. So then, feature writer, deputy editor, and then, editor.
Wow, so how long have you been the editor?
Oh, do you know what, I was trying to think that. I think it's about 2012.
Oh, that's not bad going, is it? You've probably seen a lot in that time, haven't you? It's good. It's a good mag to work on. I think there's still a huge amount of goodwill for Fast Car, and actually it really deserves that sort of to be that ambassador for that scene. You know what I mean? Whatever happens, however big or small the market is, or whatever the modifying tastes are, but
it's part of the furniture, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And for what it's worth, I think we've been doing a grand job on the magazine all these years. So
thank you.
Yeah,
good
stuff.
Can't do any better than that. So we might as well wrap it up. So that's another episode of Fast Car TV. I've still got a job next week by the looks of it, so we're all winning. Ta-da!